the weight of being understood. There is a quiet hunger in most people, not for money, not for power, for something smaller and somehow heavier, to be understood. To have someone look at you and see exactly who you are, without distortion, without doubt. So, we explain ourselves. Again and again, we correct the record, we send the extra text, we rehearse the version of the story where we finally come out looking right. And still, somehow, people walk away with their own picture of us, a picture we didn't paint and can't erase. The Stoics noticed this hunger early, and they named it for what it is, a craving for something that was never ours to control. Marcus Aurelius, ruling an empire, still had to remind himself each morning that other men would be unjust, ungrateful, and blind to his intentions, and that this was simply the shape of living among people. You cannot install your intentions into another mind. You cannot force clarity where someone prefers a simpler, harsher story. The moment you understand this, something loosens in your chest. Not because you stop caring about truth, but because you stop outsourcing your peace to opinions you never held the pen for. Let them misunderstand you. It was never your job to write what lives in someone else's head. What others see is not you. Picture a man walking home at night. A stranger glances at him and thinks, tired, maybe angry, maybe dangerous. Another glances and thinks, ordinary, unremarkable, safe. Same man. Same 10 seconds. Two completely different verdicts delivered without a single word exchanged. This is what being seen usually means: a fast, flawed sketch built from someone else's mood, history, and fears, projected onto you like a shadow on a wall. It was never a photograph. It was always a guess. Epictetus taught that people are disturbed not by things, but by the opinions they hold about things. Turn that around, and you find the deeper truth. When someone misjudges you, they are not reacting to you. They are reacting to their own opinion, shaped by their wounds, their assumptions, their limited view from wherever they happen to be standing. That's why two people can meet the same person and walk away with opposite conclusions. The disagreement was never really about you. It was about them, wearing your name as a mask for their own inner weather. Once you see this clearly, misunderstanding stops feeling personal. It becomes what it actually is: information about the observer, not a verdict on the observed. You can let it pass through you like weather through an open window, noted and not kept. The dichotomy of control. Here is the question the Stoics kept returning to in 100 different forms. What is actually yours to control? Not the weather, not other people's health, not the market, the traffic, or the verdict of a stranger's opinion. What is yours is narrower and far more powerful than it first appears. Your judgments, your choices, your effort, your response. Epictetus opens his teachings with exactly this division. Some things are up to us, our own actions and reactions. Other things are not up to us, our body, our reputation, how others perceive us. Confuse the two, he warned, and you will spend your life in turmoil, blaming outside forces for a suffering that was actually self-inflicted. Reputation belongs to the second category. It lives in the minds of others, shaped by conversations you'll never hear, comparisons you'll never know about, moods that have nothing to do with you. You can act with integrity every day of your life and still be misread by someone determined to misread you. So the discipline is this: pour your effort into what's yours, your honesty, your discipline, your kindness, your work, and release your grip on what was never yours to begin with, namely, the picture that forms in someone else's head. Do the first part relentlessly. Let go of the second part completely. Why misunderstanding cannot harm you. Somewhere along the way, we absorbed a quiet lie. That being misunderstood is a kind of damage. That if enough people see us wrongly, something in us actually breaks. The Stoics rejected this outright. Marcus Aurelius wrote that a person is not hurt by what happens to them, but by their own judgment about what happens. Someone can call you cold when you are simply careful. Someone can call you arrogant when you are simply certain. Their words describe their conclusion, not your character. Nothing in you has changed because a label was placed on you from the outside. Seneca pushed this further. He argued that most of what disturbs us is not the event itself, but the story we tell ourselves about the event, usually worse than the event deserves. A misunderstanding only becomes an injury the moment you decide to treat it as one, the moment you let a stranger's guess override your own steady knowledge of yourself. This does not mean you become numb or stop caring how you treat people. It means your sense of self stops being rented from public opinion. You already know your intentions. You already know your effort. Let that private knowledge be the ground you stand on solid, whether or not anyone else can see it clearly. The high cost of chasing approval. There is a particular exhaustion that comes from trying to be understood by everyone. It looks like over-explaining. It looks like rehearsing conversations that haven't happened yet. It looks like editing a message 4 times so no one could possibly misread it, and still, someone will. This is a game with no finish line, because the moment you satisfy one interpretation, another appears. People are not a single audience with one verdict. They are thousands of separate minds, each running their own private algorithm of past experience, insecurity, and bias. You could spend your entire life adjusting yourself to fit every lens and end up as nothing at all, a shape with no edges, built only to avoid offending anyone's gaze. The Stoics lived in public life as senators, as advisors, as a slave-turned-teacher, as an emperor, and all of them eventually arrived at the same conclusion. Chasing universal approval is not virtue. It is a slow erosion of the self. Seneca warned that if you shape your life around what people say, you will never actually finish living your own life. You'll spend it managing theirs. The cost of being endlessly explainable is your own voice. At some point, the wiser path is not louder explanation, but quieter conviction, trusting your own record, your own conscience, and letting the noise simply pass by unanswered. How to actually practice this? Philosophy that stays abstract is just decoration. So here is what letting go of misunderstanding looks like in an ordinary day. First, pause before defending yourself. Not every comment deserves a rebuttal. Ask, quietly, does this actually threaten my integrity or only my image? If it's only your image, you're allowed to let it go unanswered. Second, separate the sting from the substance. When a misunderstanding lands, notice the flash of discomfort that's natural. Even the Stoics felt it, but don't mistake the discomfort for evidence that you did something wrong. Check your actions against your own standards, not against someone else's momentary opinion. Third, keep a private ledger. At the end of the day, ask yourself honestly, did I act with honesty, with discipline, with care? That ledger is yours alone, and it is far more accurate than any rumor about you could ever be. Fourth, let your actions answer for you, over time, instead of your words answering for you, right now. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the best revenge is to not be like the one who did you wrong. The same logic applies to being misjudged. The best response is often simply to continue being exactly who you already know yourself to be. This is not passivity. It is a redirection of energy away from managing perception and toward building a life sturdy enough not to need constant defending. The freedom on the other side. Somewhere in the process of letting go, something surprising happens. The energy you used to spend managing other people's opinions becomes available again for your work, for the people who actually know you, for the quiet architecture of your own character. You start to notice how much lighter a room feels when you're not scanning it for approval, how much steadier your decisions become when they're no longer bent around, avoiding some imagined misunderstanding. How much more honest you can be once you stop editing yourself down to a version that's safe from every possible misreading. This is what the Stoics were pointing toward all along, not indifference to people, but independence from their verdicts. Epictetus reminded his students that no one can truly harm your character but yourself through your own choices. Everything else, the labels, the guesses, the misreadings, passes over the surface and never touches the core. Let them misunderstand you. Let the label land wherever it lands. You were never obligated to be legible to everyone. You are only obligated to know, clearly and without flinching, exactly who you are, and to keep becoming that person, one honest choice at a time, regardless of who's watching, and regardless of what they think they see. That quiet, unshaken self-knowledge that is the only understanding that was ever truly yours to protect. Years from now, most of the misreadings you're carrying today will be forgotten, not corrected, not resolved, simply forgotten, the way a stranger's passing comment fades from memory within a week. What will remain is not what people guessed about you, but what you actually did, day after day, when no explanation was offered and none was needed. Build that record instead. Let it speak in your place.